Hello and welcome to the next episode of PlayEDgaming podcast. My name is Simon and I'm going to be going through everything retro gaming, pure nostalgia, and we're talking about mental health all the way through these episodes. So please stay tuned. Let's get it going. Bosh! Hello, thank you for joining me on the PlayEDgaming podcast. My name is Simon, as you are very much aware. This episode is going to be based around mental health. So, I am going to be talking about my own mental health and what I've noticed since I've been doing the reselling side of things. And if there's any comments or anything, or you'd like to ask any questions, then put them in the comments below and I will answer them in the following episode. And throughout this episode as well, I'm going to be talking about how gaming has helped my mental health and reselling has helped, or has it? We don't know. And also talking about just general mental health concerns that I've had over the last few months with a lot going on at home and outside of home and work stresses, because yes, I do this as a part-time job, but my full-time job is quite stressful and very full on. I'm not sure if people are aware, but I am a special needs teacher full-time. Not at the moment with my current situation of my knee, but most of the time when I am there, if I'm not injured due to being at work, I am a full-time special needs teacher. I've been in the same place of work for nearly 13 years. And I love it, absolutely love it. It is challenging in every aspect you can think of. There's been many times where I've thought I don't want to do this anymore at all. And there's other days where I go, actually, yeah, this is like amazing, really enjoy it. But there's added stresses that come with it. Obviously, being a teacher, if there are teachers that are listening, you know the stresses of day-to-day life. And when you've got extra deadlines put on you and then you've got to deal with the children. And with the children that I currently worked with, I should say, because I will only see them for a little bit this year, we have quite a bit of challenging behaviour. There's lots of emotional need. There's just a lot that goes on. Like, my knee operation was supposed to happen in October, but due to a child biting me on the knee, exactly where the surgeon was going to be doing the bone graft, they had to reschedule my operation because it wasn't fully healed. So that added extra stress on top of what I was already going through in terms of psyching myself up, psyching my kids up. Because we was prepared in October for me to be like I am now, which is on crutches, no weight bearing, all of this. And then by the end of the year, which would have been, by like the 30th of December, I think, is when I had my operation. But if I'd had it in October, I would have been off of crutches and I would have been able to be a bit more able to do things like this side of the new year, whereas where it got pushed back, and I've had it recently, the ability to do much at the moment is, well, there isn't any. I still have got a full leg brace on, so it's kind of a bit tricky. And I'm not usually one that, with my group of friends, that will talk about my mental health, and I tend to bottle it up. So when it came to all of this, and I was really quite pissed off that it got cancelled and all of this, it just kind of set me back. And all of the plans that we put in place with my son, our 2 foster kids, and all of that, because we've got all of our children at home as well. Our own child and our 2 foster children are special needs as well. So all of them have got ADHD, autism, and then, there's lots going on. It's a very busy household. So having the work stresses on top of that, coming home and having to also, in my opinion, still be working when I was at home was quite challenging. And I was never one to, like I said earlier, with my group of friends to go, I'm really struggling with my mental health. I just bottled it up. And then when we used to meet for a drink, that's kind of where I went off the rails. And that's happened recently as well. Like, I think where I had built up stress and anxiety about things, I just went on. We went for our Christmas drinks. and we had a very, very long drinking session. But it also made me think, I'm not sure whether that was the right thing to do, because there was parts of the night that I do not remember. There's parts of nights that I do remember. And I'm not sure me doing what I do is the right thing, to be honest, because drinking never solves anything. However, I'm not sure I felt comfortable enough to say to people that, yeah, I've been struggling for quite a while, actually. And I didn't know how to say it, so I just kind of went into that mode of, let's have a drink, let's have a laugh, and then, yeah, I just kept drinking. So there's a word of advice from there, is from speaking from experience. If you've got a struggle with your mental health or anything like that, talk to people, because actually, me doing this right now is actually classed as my therapy, in my own opinion, because I'm able to talk about it. I'm not being judged. I'm doing it on my own, but I'm saying it out loud. So even if you've got 10 minutes to sit down and speak into your phone like I'm doing right now, and voice your concerns and then listen back to it, or speak to someone, speak to your friends via voice notes, because then they can't see your face, they can't see how you're reacting. If that's what makes you feel more comfortable, do that. And I'm not saying, I'm a mental health expert. I'm far from it. No one, in my honest opinion, is a mental health expert, because nobody actually really knows what people are going through. So what this episode so far is about is my mental health, and then later on I'm going to be saying how I've helped myself. But this all started, like my struggles as such, was I was on a staff summer social, and I got jumped by two guys and knocked out and smashed my head on the concrete. So that all started in July, because since then I've had to have MRIs on my head. I've had to have medication to help, because my memory loss, my temper was changing, my just whole demeanour about myself was completely different. And I don't think what I did for our Christmas drinks with my mates really helped, because, well, like I said, drink doesn't solve anything. And I was really anxious about this knee operation, because there was a slight chance, like there is with most operations, that I would have woken up with one leg. And it really did worry me because of the amount of damage that was done to my leg. So I think I just needed to, instead of drinking the day away, I should have really paced myself. And I'm still waiting for MRI results on my head to see if there's any long-term damage as well. I had post-concussion syndrome, which is still technically there. It's just, if you don't know what that is where you have temperament change, you have memory loss, you have this, that, and the other. There's loads of information about it, and it's been widely recognised, but I never knew anything about it. And actually, after having 2 or 3 CT scans, I don't think they really knew about it, because it was only my local GP or paramedic, I can't remember who it was, that said about it. So yeah, it's just one of those things that happens, but the best way to deal with it is to not basically do what I did, in my honest opinion. So just don't do that. So that's the doom and gloom of my struggles at the moment. There's not a lot going on at the moment in terms of I'm struggling or anything, because yes, recently the anxiety's there, but now that I've had the operation, I feel 100 times better about it, because I can see already that this is a long-term project. Literally, my leg is a project. And that's how I'm looking at it. So this is going to be done. I'm going to be fixed. I'm going to be ready to go. My son's already saying, can't wait for you to get on the trampoline with me again. We can go scooting. We can go out on our bikes. We can do all of this, which is amazing, because actually, since the age of, he's nearly 7, so probably since the age of 3 is when I first injured my knee, and it's not been the same since. I've not been able to go on a trampoline with him, because every time I'd jump it'd pop out and all of this. So it was just not an ideal situation. So that's how reselling helped me as well, because it gave me like an escape. So I would source things, I would look around, I would go to the boot fairs, I would do lots of shows, because actually me seeing and selling things to people that want it or need it via Whatnot, eBay, Vinted, I get a buzz every time. Every time I get a sale, I'm like, yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think actually, since I've been doing this, it's given me more satisfaction than what I'd ever imagined. I was coming home from work on a normal day, and we would just kind of do the kids. Well, at the time we only had one, and we would just come in, have dinner, do bath, do bed, watch crap TV, and then go to bed ourselves. Yep, it's lovely. Really nice. It is nice and relaxing, but actually, I needed something else to do. I needed another thing in my life that made me think, yeah, I can do more than what I'm already doing. And since starting the reselling and being on the platform Whatnot, like I said in the previous episode, the community that we've got around us is huge. I've been in contact with a couple of other people who would like to also be part of the podcast and become guests on here, and they're all part of the Whatnot community. Some of them are buyers, some of them are sellers, some of them are friends of sellers that help them sell on their live streams, so does all the labeling and packing. And after joining the streams, speaking to them throughout the streams, you just kind of build up a dialogue and you get more human interaction via that, which I think is beneficial for anyone, especially if you are struggling. Just open up. Like I've always said, my inbox is via Whatnot or wherever, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find me. My inbox is always open. I'm always here to have a chat. If you find anything, you can even message me anonymously. I don't know how you do it, but you can. But yeah, I'm here. I might not give advice. I might just say thank you for opening up, but I will listen. And that's what the big part is just listening to people. And I think that's what I've found has been very helpful, especially because we lost a fellow Whatnot seller last year, and that really hit the gaming community quite hard. So we came up with an idea of myself doing a Whatnot stream talking about him, celebrating his life, and also about the struggles of mental health. And I think I mentioned it previously where we started the hashtag for it. It was hashtag it's not okay. No, it's okay to not be okay. There we go. I will get it right. And that just kind of was the topic of conversation. And I think from doing that, it's been really, really beneficial. I do regular, just as I call them, chill and chat streams where people just join. We just have a chat. You just sit there. You see my face. I'm usually on the sofa. We just kind of chill, chat, open up, get things done, say what we've been finding tricky, or we just talk about gaming. And actually going on to gaming. So my evenings when I'm not like sourcing things or doing shows or taking photos or listing things, when the other half is doing bedtime with the kids, then I'll sit down and I will play a game for an hour just to reset myself. Or I will listen to a podcast. There's a few out there that I've been listening to recently, and they've just been hilarious. I don't like listening to people that aren't interesting. I know it sounds stupid and it may sound simple, but I like ones that make me laugh, and I like ones that will engage me with my own thoughts as well. So not always going to be about gaming, and not all of them are. But sitting down for that hour whilst I've got some downtime, for me personally, is vital. So I will put on the PlayStation, the PS4, or I put on the Xbox. And sometimes I will just go through the game library and just see what I want to play. Even if I don't particularly like it, it's just kind of having that hour to myself and go, you know what, this is my time. And that's another thing that you need to think about as well, is you've got to make time for yourself, make time for your family, your friends, and just make sure that if you're happy, keep doing what you're doing. If you're feeling a bit unhappy or a bit like meh, then something needs to change. But write down what you think it needs, what needs to change. It could be something as little as, oh, I'm having dinner at, 9 o'clock at night and I feel sluggish. Change it. Have dinner at 7. And then see what comes of that. Because that could be a reason. Who knows? Or it could be, I wake up, I go to work, and I go home, and I just sit on the sofa. Do something between leaving work and going home. I don't know. Go to a bookshop. Go to a cafe. Have a coffee, tea, whatever you drink. Listen to a podcast like this one. It could be literally something as simple as that. But I've realised as well, if you have people around you that will listen to you, talk to you, then they're the best people to be around you. So if you surround yourself with people that are not like that and you feel quite isolated, are they the right people for you? So I'm interested to see and hear about your stories, your struggles, your highs, your lows, and everything in between. Like I said, my inboxes are open, the comments are open. So please, if you feel that this has helped you at all, or you feel that it's not helped you, then let me know, or just message me. We can have a chat. I said my inboxes are open, so please, if you are finding things tricky, then shout out. Don't bottle it up. I did for years, absolutely years, bottled it up. And now I'm learning, really learning, that actually you need to open up, because otherwise you're going to really, really struggle. So thank you all very much for listening today. It's not really a gaming one today as such. Like I said, we're not just going to be focusing on gaming. This was my take on how I've been feeling recently, and I thought I'd just share that with you guys and open up the floor. So thank you all very, very much for listening. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.